So here in the garage I have something special that I've been wanting to make a video on for a while now, and I was planning on clearing out the garage a little bit and doing it on this table, but as you can see that's full of stuff that's not going anywhere anytime soon. So I thought about it and I was like, you know what, I haven't been to my office in a while. It's been since February, I think, so what is that, about 5 months? So yeah, let's get a change of scenery today. It's a nice Sunday afternoon. We'll head over there and check this thing out. Okay, so what we got here is a Radio Shack TRS-80 Model 4P, and the Model 4 was the last series of TRS-80s before they were discontinued, and the 4P is the luggable model. And you can see it has this little pop-out handle here so you can pick up this beast. It is not very light though. On the back here, flip this panel. You have a 300 baud modem, a card edge connector for a printer, and power in. Here's the label here. The Model 4P was released in September 1983 when I was 2 years old. This one would have been purchased around that time for our family's business. So let's flip it over. You can see a little foot on the bottom there. So you just grab the handle. Let's do this with one hand. Drop it over. Spin it around. Since it's nice, sturdy plastic, there's a cover on the front. Release these, pop them off. And there she is. Just flip this around. So you have some disk storage in there. Most of these discs you're going to see are from the family business. They have stuff that my uncle and other people in the business were using for modeling air conditioning systems and tracking finances and things like that. These are two 180K single-sided disk drives. You got, I can't remember how big this screen is, but you can see it's about the size of my hand. It's a green phosphor CRT. Brightness, contrast, power, and reset. Push it back a little bit. Pull up this keyboard. It's a nice little keyboard. Has a good key feel to it. As you can probably tell, it's not the standard layout, so as I'm using this, it'll probably take me a while to get reacclimated to it. So what makes this computer special is this was basically my first computer. It wasn't the first computer I ever used. The first computer I ever used was a TRS-80 Model 3, and I think the first program I ran was a piano program, so you could just press keys and it would make sounds. And that's the first time I remember using a computer. But later on, when I was about, I want to say 6, 7, 8 years old, I would be at the family business with my mom and dad and my uncle and my grandpa, and of course they'd be doing business and I'd be upstairs poking away on this thing. This was the first computer that I had regular access to. This is the computer that I basically got started on, writing basic programs and things like that. So up until about couple of months ago, I thought this computer was long gone. It was one of, I believe, 3 TRS-80s we had at that business. And my uncle had been running the business for the past decade or so. And I could have sworn he told me he got rid of all the TRS-80s. And I guess he did get rid of most of them because they were all gone. But he passed away recently. And my family's been there cleaning out this place, getting ready to sell it. And I stumbled across the old Model 4. So it's still around. It's probably hasn't been used in, I want to say, maybe 20 years or so. And luckily I have all the floppies and stuff that went with it. They were still there. I guess we'll find out they're any good or not. And some of these are the ones that I made back in the day. Let's see if we can get any of these games to work. But first we have to see if it'll even power up, which is kind of scary. Normally with old electronics, you want to at least open them up and look at them first, and maybe bring them up on a Variac or something. But since I know the history of this thing, and I know that it's been in a climate-controlled environment, just sitting in stasis basically for a very long time, I think it's going to be okay. Otherwise it's going to be a very short video. But I think what I'm going to do now is we'll take the power cord here, plug it in, and just see what happens. Okay, so here goes nothing. We take our power cord. Let's plug it in. Okay, I don't see any smoke coming out yet. So let's just flip the switch. Oh, there go the disk drives. Yes, it works. Man, I haven't seen that in a long time. Looks like the text on the CRT is slightly slanted now. But oh well. So let's take our Model 3 disk, which I remember you're supposed to start this up with this disk in the drive, and it'll appear not to do anything, but what it's doing is it's basically putting this into a Model 3 compatible mode, since most of the TRS-80 software was Model 3. So we'll put this in like that. I hear it spinning. Let's reset it. I don't see the light coming on the disk drive. Okay, I remember it's supposed to say that, so we'll see. Take that out. And somewhere in here, I have a TRS disk. There you go. Model 4 TRS. Let's see if this disk works still. Oh, that was quick. TRS 602, 1984, Logical Systems Inc. Let's just put 1 1/1/83. Okay. Interesting. It's a little bit different than what I remember. Anyway, so I think we should try out. The label fell off. Games 2. Let's see what this is all about. It's kind of dusty. Put that in drive 1. So this is drive 0, that's drive 1. So I think what we do is 1 colon. Oops, not like that. Man. That doesn't look good. The light on the disk drive is working though. So yeah, that doesn't sound good. I don't think that disk is working. Let's try just swapping it. We'll put that one in drive 0, just in case drive 1 is bad now. Yep, that's not working. These are some disks that I made. And it says this one goes in drive 0, this one goes in drive 1. Let's just reset it. Okay, so I figured out what I was doing wrong initially. The way you're supposed to boot this thing up is put the ROM image in drive 0, reset it. It's going to load the Model 3 ROM. Now it's ready. Take out the ROM disk. So what I was doing before, I was using Model 4 TRS-DOS, but almost all the software here is Model 3. So instead of the Model 4, take the Model 3 TRS-DOS. This is the original copy, I guess. You make a copy of it. There we go. Now we're on some Model 3. And now you can run Model 3 software. Scarfman. I forgot about that. Anyway, that's what I was doing wrong. And when you're finished, you just hit the reset. And it comes back up. Okay, so check this out. You think games today have awesome intros and cutscenes? Well, check this out. This blew me away when I was a kid. Okay, I'll try to play it with one hand. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, how's that for some music? That was my favorite game. Oh, there we go. Oh crap. I don't remember how to do this. Whoa. So I think that wraps it up for today. I mean, this thing works. It's pretty much exactly how I remember it. The CRT is nice and crisp, if I can get in focus. The only thing I've noticed is it's slightly tilted. It's not completely straight, but whatever. It's nice and bright, working good. The disk drives are both working. Originally I thought they weren't, but that was because I was in Model 4 TRS and it wasn't able to read the Model 3 disk. And I've had it running now for about 2 hours. The fans are running. It's not super hot. It seems to be working exactly how I remember it, which is not entirely surprising since these things were built like tanks. So I guess now we'll say goodbye. I'll pack it up and take it back home. So back in 1983, this would have run you $2,000 from Radio Shack, and it has a Zilog CPU, Zilog Z80 at 4 megahertz and 128K of RAM. And then when you're done with it, flip the keyboard feet down, stick it back in there. And all the keys on the keyboard appear to be working, by the way. You take your cover, the cover on the front, snap it, and there you go. So these are the 80s. Now you'd be finished with work for the day. And if you want to work from home, flip it up, unplug it. So there's that. And then you just take it home with you.